Moving up and down again, there's no discharge in the war. There's no discharge in the war.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Shepherd's Pie. I'm David.
And I'm Tommy.
I got this freaking dot on my head. Got a big old hickey
Durka,
Right
Muhammad Egan.
right on the forehead. I was playing with the baby. I had a suction cup on my forehead, and my wife's like, "Don't leave that on your forehead too long. You'll get a hickey." And I'm like, thanks for letting me know. No, I wasn't like denying it. I was like, yeah, I know. And then what did I do? But forget it on my forehead. I've had this hickey for 2 days now.
It's probably still going to be there for another, 5 days. It's just going to fade and fade and fade. And everybody's just going to know you as Durka from now on.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start trying something new. I think at the beginning, I'm going to start plugging all the shit. So if you guys like our crazy conspiracies with that filter of a biblical lens, please follow, subscribe, share, Facebook, Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, all the places. We'd really appreciate it. We need the assist from you guys to get us to reach the ears of the people.
We need the exposure, not for us. It's for you guys and for the people who are. If you have somebody that maybe they're like a Christian boomer type, maybe a Christian boomer
I don't
type,
think we
or maybe
resonate
one of your
with the
buddies. I think we do.
Bro,
I think that we can bridge those little gaps.
I was looking at our analytics today, and 16% of our views are coming out of North Korea or South Korea.
That's awesome.
I'm like, what? Korea?
What
and
is,
then 12% out of Japan. I'm like, what? What is going on
How
here?
do you say thank you in South Korean?
Arigato. I know arigato is thank you in Japanese.
Oh, thank you, arigato.
I don't know any Korean, but maybe we'll get some Indian viewers now that I have this dot on my forehead.
But pretty much, just if you got somebody that is maybe on the fence, maybe they're a little bit more religious than conspiratorial or spiritual, maybe they're more of a Bible person. I mean, this type of stuff can help bridge that gap for some people, and I know it can. Send it on off. Who knows? Might actually get them to jump on board with you and really go schizo over the end of days, you know?
Yeah, right.
It's always fun to go through the end of days. You know, what's the movie where I think it's called Impact or Deep Impact, where there's an asteroid that's getting ready to hit the Earth. And everybody knows it. The whole world knows it, and nothing can be done about it. The asteroid's going to hit. And people are going nuts, but then there's other people that are trying to get with their loved ones. They go to the beach, or they go to a beautiful place, and they just wait for the tidal wave together. That's what we're trying to do. We're waiting for the tidal wave together. We're waiting for the rapture together. So send it.
Send it. Well, we had a pretty long break for a while, so we missed some current events. So Today's episode is just going to be free balling, rant cast, talking about the past month or so, all the BS, all the nonsense. Getting us caught up to speed.
Yeah, we missed a lot with there's the whole Iran stuff that's been going on, which is really ultra convoluted and very politicized. I don't think that there's much public interest in this entire thing. Nobody wants this to be going on. Most of the discussions going on about it are why are we doing it, and then
100%
anybody that's
of the
for
discussions are why are we doing it. You
I
gotta
just feel
be
like they're
really
delusional.
really far right, really red-blooded Trump lover to think that this is the right idea. Like,
Yeah.
so I guess we're getting into this topic first. This war, the positive of it is it's establishing us as the United States of America as a more sovereign power. So less on the path of this World Economic Forum, one world government, kind of like socialist world economic setting that we were in before, where everybody's integrated with each other. And it kind of fucked us during COVID, because we saw that, like, we can't do trade, but we get all this medicine, we get all these supplies from China, and now we can't trade because we're shut down for a few weeks. And it fucks us because there's things that we don't do here. So the idea is to do everything here. And if you're going to essentially pose yourself in that manner, you want to start with the oil. It's more than just the oil. It's a war for infrastructure, really. Like, we're working on setting up the next tier of human civilization. And so you have to have your, like, deadlock on oil, electricity, power. Now it's AI, but weapons, water, food, medicine.
Yep.
And
you had the
like,
BRICS thing that was forming up, right?
Yeah.
There was the whole China and Brazil and India, Russia. They were all teaming up. Saudi Arabia was getting in the mix. We had a lot of like Arab countries joining.
Yep.
I mean, that's why I think it hit Venezuela first. You know, we hit Venezuela first, did that whole thing, seized the oil, and stopped China from getting oil.
Yeah.
And then we end up going over to the Middle East and doing the same thing. But it's also has to do with those central banks too, right? Because we got the central bank list where certain countries that weren't on the list 20 years ago were all of the countries that we would go to war with.
Right.
And then we would topple them and establish up that central bank, a new regime change is like the name of the game, but it's just puppet governments, banana republics. It feels like what you're saying, dude, though, is pretty right, pertaining to this. Like, we're getting ready for a new world, and this is all in preparation for that.
And really,
it's like hoard resources, and it's like check the power, check the competition, and establish that dominance. Maybe test out a few weapons here and there that we have had under the rug for a little while, and just kind of really secure that dominance and that power and the resource flow. And that really is what it feels like, right?
Yeah, we thought we were on a path to like a one world order, like one world government, one world currency, like essentially America teaming up with China to take their technology and their slave labor, their factory force, and partner with all our military, our currency and dominance over the world, and then just new world order. Just like Firefly, like America and China end up just taking over the whole world and fusing together into one entity. That was the idea.
Yeah, Firefly, that I remember when that came out, that I was like, huh.
Yeah, that seems
that's
plausible.
Definitely one way to look at it, yeah.
Right. But now we very well may have larger, almost zones. Like you're saying, like on a previous episode, getting to this, what you would call like Hunger Games scenario, where there is still, like, there always is going to be a shadow government that every country is going to be beholden to. Like, some, and not government, but entity, a force, a person or family or thing that can wrangle everybody in line. But we're getting to a place where we may have these, like, U.S. wants to take, well, Trump, but people are behind him, wants to take Greenland, want to take Canada,
Yeah.
probably would take Mexico. Israel already has like a strong hand in most of South America except for Brazil. And then, like you said, you got the BRICS nations, like they're still convening, they're still aligning with each other. So that leaves, Africa, Australia, they're going to get soaked up. Europe's done, so that might just become part of the BRICS.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Europe. Something tells me that I don't know if there's ever a big battle to happen. I've played video games. there's an expansion for this game that I played, Command and Conquer, and in the future there's this mod for it, and in the future there's the United States, and then there's like Russia, China. And then there's like Europe, the EU. It's like its own entity.
Yeah. They don't
and
really,
like world power,
because they're like states. Like they don't even themselves because they all became part of the EU, the European Union, if you're unaware. Yeah. Their military is NATO or NATO. What do they call them?
No. Yeah. Well, they're part of NATO.
Yeah.
I don't know if their military has a special.
They do. They have the blue helmets. What are the freaking blue helmets?
Yeah, that's NATO. They're UN troops. They're peacekeepers. Yeah, that's literally like what they're coined as is peacekeepers. Right. But they come in with tanks and rifles and occupy and hold space. So Europe has like its own pretty much like governing body, but and like their alliances, they've been going on for a long time.
Yeah,
we've got a very ancient type of history with the government and the politics and the people and the lands,
and the borders fluctuated a lot in the past.
Yeah. But usually, whenever something happens, they all team up together because they kind of have to, and that's what I think. If there's any type of weak. Yeah. None of them are really a true fighting force. Like they do have fighting force, they do have ability to fight, but to stand up as like one nation, say France wanted to stand up against, I don't know, frickin'. Let's say Germany came back as a as a problem. If France wanted to stand up against Germany, I mean, it wouldn't. I don't think that they have really what it takes to fight these wars that like what's going on with Russia and like Ukraine. No freaking way. There's zero chance. Not without help.
We're seeing that we can topple governments in a weekend,
Yeah.
Like if we're to the point where these lower countries, they're really not even a second thought, because we can just overthrow their government and change shit in a day. Yep. And so who do we actually have to worry about? China, Russia, maybe North Korea, maybe the UN, America. Like nobody cares about the cartel in Mexico. Like we could wipe them out in a day.
Yeah.
Like Australia's got UN support. Australia doesn't have a military. If they do, it's not one to even be considered.
It's very small.
Africa, who in Africa is going to pose a threat? Nobody. Maybe.
Yeah, it's pretty much Russia, China, the United States.
Maybe India, because they have so many people.
India, now, dude, that's actually a huge addition right there. But like the addition of India,
part of the BRICS nations.
Yeah, so they're massive, dude.
So it really is going to be like BRICS nations, America, UN, whoever they decide to side with, if they just sit by themselves, and then every, not third world, but every less developed country, every country that can't sit at that table is going to either have to fall into one of those parties or get destroyed. Yeah. And that seems to be where we're going now because of this war, if you look at just the war itself. But we've had a lot of other things happen recently.
Exactly.
Like
Well,
the
there's the multi-layered asset. Like we were just talking when it comes to this whole Iran conflict and like this mounting like global war. We were on a very geopolitical, very like three-dimensional materialistic idea of what is happening here, but we also have this whole precedent. Like in the beginning of this war, Donald Trump told all of his generals that were going and doing the attacking there that this is because Jesus Christ is coming back
yeah,
and that we are fighting Armageddon. And that's what this is. Like, there were hundreds of complaints made out from soldiers and
yeah,
officers that were told this information, and they routed it over to there's actually a um like a service or some type of board that takes in like inquiries from different people in the military if they have issues with their commanders or with certain orders or whatever. Something
yeah.
gets told to them that
H
isn't
HR for the
right.
Army.
They can report it. Yeah, it's the HR. Yeah. It's HR for Marines and Army guys. But yeah, so there's this other precedent that this is to try and bring about Armageddon, bring about revelation, fulfill
Yeah,
prophecy, and to move us towards this place, this the end of the game,
yeah,
really.
yeah. Because from the
Um,
river to the sea, right?
yeah,
And so that means
yep,
taking Iran. It means taking
yep,
part of Egypt. That would be the only contender, I think, in Africa would be Egypt.
yeah,
But
yeah. But I mean, even
and
still,
and
like
you
none
see
of
when
them
you look at
are.
the maps, they are developing super cities out there. They're actively
Oh yeah,
building the future of humanity out in the middle of the desert. Like you've seen the line. The line is being built. It's not just there, but in again in Egypt, in God, it's in between China and Russia. There's a country. I forget the name. I'll throw it up right
Pakistan.
here. It's one of those stands. I'll throw it up right here. I'll even put pictures. There's this gigantic futuristic city that's just built immaculately, and it's empty. There's nobody there because they're just getting it ready for when it's time.
Yeah,
So there does seem to be this preparation for like an end time event. And we see with the tunnels, with the underground bunkers, like all sorts of information about that's getting leaked out now. How you have not only like billionaires building their own personal bunkers, but then like city-wide structures under mountains. People talk
yep.
about literal fake mountains being built to house things underneath them. They're what was that one?
What about Gerald, the dolphin, bringing
Yeah,
the engineer under the
yeah,
water to build like underwater cities?
yeah. And then
Like,
all
I
the
mean,
dolphins start dying. All these dolphins start showing up on the coast of where that man was taken, and now dolphins are
yeah,
being fucking found dead.
assassinated.
Yeah, taken out by the government or something. Or Gerald, he's like, you
Yeah,
let this slip.
some shadow organization.
Yeah,
They're hunting for Gerald.
yeah.
He's got his name on a hit list, man.
And like if you look at the biblical end time story, the predictions of Revelation, they all can be kind of fit into, or what's happening today can be kind of fit into that telling of the story.
Yeah.
We did just have a red heifer sacrifice.
Yep. For the first time in
they
thousands of years.
they mock sacrificed, quote unquote, a perfect red heifer and dispersed its ashes to some of their high-ranking rabbi and attendees,
Yep.
some influential people. And if you know anything about the Samson Accord, that would bring about the third of population dying in an instant or being sapped up to heaven. That would make that like I've heard rabbis talking about this where like it describes you reach out to your partner's hand and you take back nothing but a hand because the rest of it's melted away. And what does that but a nuclear bomb? And, you know, like the Samson Accord, it seems like we're building to that because nobody wants this war. Every country's pissed off. America's kind of just rubbing it in everybody's face like, fuck you, we'll do what we want.
Yeah, literally.
And it's messed up, man. It's inhumane. Something's got to
I'm
break.
Totally against this entire thing. It's from top to bottom. This is just, it's like a play. It's like they're fabricating the end of days. It doesn't even feel genuine, right? Like we're having prophecies get fulfilled, but it doesn't feel genuine. It feels so forced that it's like corrupt. It's not what we were kind of thinking it would be, right?
It's like that thing where when you know the future, you can try to avoid it, but then that just brings it about. And so like we've known the future, essentially. We were prophesied the future. And so now people are trying to bring it about. And maybe that would prevent it from happening. Maybe it would bring it about. Who knows?
I've heard some stuff with like Project Looking Glass, and I mean this might end up leading into the next topic as well with these missing scientist type deal. But there was the guy that just very famous conspiracy theorist, alien conspiracy theorist guy. David Wilcock, and he goes into a lot of stuff with this Project Looking Glass, and it's basically saying that things like the Vatican has like this future telling technology, and like the United States government has this future telling technology where they're able to scry things, and they say that the future has a fixed point, that there's a destination that no matter what they try to do to stop it, it just happens.
Right.
Like no matter what they're trying to do, they can't get it to alter course. And so we have all of these scientists now that are all starting to frickin' go off the radar. They're either literally
getting Thanos snapped.
Yeah, dude, like crazy.
Like the first couple that were reported, they were literally like disappeared in an instant, almost. Like the one lady was hiking with friends or family. They see her one moment, turn around, within a minute or two, turn back around, she's gone.
Yep.
No sign of her. And
just disappeared.
The other dude, he went off on his own, but he went off in very strange circumstances. And then
a couple of the guys have done that, or not just guys. I mean, I think that there was also a woman
women
that did it too, where they left home without their phones, without their keys, without their and because these people are like government, they're like military government scientists. They're not just like scientists that are, went to community college. No, these guys are like in JPL. These guys are doing massive space program research, massive energy department research and study and science.
Well, they're all in different fields.
Technology that's just absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's all different fields, but it's all very coincidentally similar. It all
so they
could
all
be
carry
used to
guns
achieve.
Too.
Well, that's what I was gonna just get into. Is I think I'm not putting all my marbles into this basket, but I think that maybe some of these people were essentially brain controlled or mind washed, like sleeper celled into once they receive some sort of command word or frequency, then they snap and they kill themselves or they disappear or they something. Because that seems most likely. Like these people that are just like the one dude in front of his wife gets up and leaves in the middle of the woods. And like you said, only took, I think, his boots and his gun and left his phone, his glasses. Like, that's not right.
Yeah. Left his glasses. Like,
and then disappeared.
How are you going to see, man? You're not going to. I think it could be.
And like this
There's
David
definitely
Wilcock
some
apparently
credence to
killed
that.
himself. Sorry,
Yeah, but
ended his own
I'm
life.
not invested in the him killing himself.
Yeah, we
He's
need
had
to
so
see the police
many.
reports. We
Yeah,
need the
that's a fact.
recordings. Like,
Yeah, dude,
there's
it was
no
apparently done in front of police
Yeah,
officers. They
where's the
all have cams.
Yep.
They all do.
Somebody must have. There would have been more than one police officer there.
Yeah, and like he has so many recorded instances of him talking about how like he's getting close to something, he's been receiving death threats, and then he starts saying that he is not schmucka schmeichel. He is completely loves life, even if it's dark, even if it's dude. He would literally go out there saying he knows what's going on. He knows how dark it is. He knows that it seems pretty hopeless and whatnot, but there's still something to fight for. There's still something to push forward for, and that he would never take his own life. That's the guy. He's not gonna go out in front of cops and blow his brains out. Like it doesn't happen like that. Not with certain people. I guess there are people that have done it, like verifiably, that have done stuff like that.
Right.
But this dude had money. He made so much money from selling books. You know the it's kind of like a broadcasting company, but not really. It's like a Gaia is the name of the like channel. They make all sorts of new age science, physics, quantum stuff, healing, aliens, all that good shit. They have a channel that talks about all that stuff.
I've heard of it.
And he was a part of that. And they ended up kicking him out of Gaia. And why did they kick him out of Gaia? I'm not entirely sure, but I think there is he did give like an explanation to it. But he made money. Like rich people don't usually take themselves out. They just don't, because they've got money. They have options. They can do other things. Usually people take themselves out when there is no other option, when there is no other avenue to turn down, when the future is sealed and it's bleak and they don't want to be a part of it. But he even recognized that, yeah, there's some dark lords at the helm of things. There's some crazy stuff going on, but there's something to fight for. And he was always that person. He never gave up on that. And to think that he went out like that in front of cops, and we don't have body cam footage, and alongside all of these other missing scientists, which the number is growing, guys. It's gotten from 11 to now people are doing peripheral research and
I just saw a list that was 68.
Yeah, dude, like there's a lot. There's like a lot.
And that was going back pretty far to like 2018 is the earliest.
That's not even that far,
1996. Though, right? Yeah, 1996 is the earliest date I see on the list. But it's 64 scientists that are all missing or dead in mysterious cases or suicides.
So I mean, if we really kind of like play this out, we game it out a little bit.
Hold on, before you game it, I got this smaller list of more relevant people. First one I wanted to mention was this Amy Askridge, because I was seeing videos of her specifically talking about how she's like being followed. She's got this car after her. She like has something she needed to disclose before like something happened to her.
She was being targeted
that she would never kill herself, that she was not suicidal. Yep. She was an anti-gravity propulsions expert. She did UFO and extraterrestrial research and electrostatic propulsion research. The cause of death was ruled self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Crazy, dude. And she had videos that she was doing before her self-inflicted gunshot, where she was showing her hands, and her hands had burns on them.
Like she was getting beamed or something.
Like she was being beamed. But she was smart. And especially going through all this stuff, she knew what she was doing, man. She knew what she had a computer set up that was like one way. It wasn't really connected to anything external. She had her setup that was very safe for all things considered. Like most people's stuff is not safe at all. Like you could get in there easy. It's probably we're already being tapped right now. Like it's crazy. But she had a good thing going on with it. She was talking about what she was doing to like keep herself safe from
Yeah.
all of this stuff because they want to research, right? Like that's where this all ends up going is these scientists, they end up figuring something out or they end up seeing something that they weren't supposed to or drawing a connection,
Yep.
and they end up either mentioning it to someone or someone ends up figuring out that they know something that they shouldn't, and then they're targeted from that moment on. And they try to scrub them, they try to see what they know, they try to get into their computers so that they can check their data, check their research, and figure out what it is that they know, what it is that they figured out, and if it's worth taking them out for, or seeing if they can find some dirt and maybe blackmail them into compliance, or toss them a shitload of cash. Maybe you could bribe them into compliance. And that's where I was kind of going before with like gaming this out. It's like, what would how can we with level heads explain what's going on with all these scientists? So we go back to 1996. We got 68 scientists in very mysterious, unusual deaths and disappearances. You can account for maybe a small chunk of them just being actually that, an unusual death. They died in a weird way. People die in weird ways all the time, but not very often. If we're looking at this like core sample, we're only going to have maybe 8 of them that might have died in the actual unusual ways. And then the disappearances, it's like, how do you just disappear? I mean, people do just disappear. They do end up either getting lost. Usually it's like really old people that have like dementia or something. They wander out in the woods, never to be seen again. Or like maybe these people are avid hikers or explorers. They like to go out and do stuff and they get lost. Maybe a bear eats them. That can only account for maybe 5 people out of the 68. So we've got 13 out of the 68.
Yeah.
Leaving
it
us with
doesn't
45
make sense
left.
for it to just keep happening to this type of person.
Yes. And when you look into scientists, they're figuring out the nature of reality. They're going into niche realms of science, of study, of manufacturing, even these like black programs, like these black budget programs that are off the book, which is the reason the Pentagon got frickin' nailed and the Twin Towers got nailed, because we had missing billions of dollars that was going to black budget programs. So
I think, like you said, it's people that either have, because like this girl, just had her up here, Amy Askridge, she was an independent researcher. So maybe she had something they wanted, or she figured out something she wasn't supposed to know. But like these other people, like Michael David Hicks, he's a researcher for NASA and jet propulsion.
Yep.
So like maybe he figured out space is fake and gay and started questioning it around the wrong people. And they're like, oh, got to take out Michael. Sorry, bud.
Yep.
Because it says cause of death unknown, no response from NASA. Like, why wouldn't NASA give any statement about this dude's death? He's
like zero.
Yeah. And you got Frank Mywald, cause of death undisclosed, no statement from NASA. He's a principal scientist, NASA Jet Propulsion. So, like, what are these propulsion scientists all dying in mysterious ways?
Secret space programs, if you believe in space. But I mean, a lot of people do have the title of working on space stuff, right? That is an actual field of study that you get degrees for and go work for the military and the government in researching and manufacturing and just being a part of. So I mean, and a lot of these people, I see that's one thing when it comes to this like flat Earth argument.
Yeah.
You get a lot of people that are like, well, how do they keep this ruse going? And it boils down to compartmentalization.
Yeah. Everything's
So
compartmentalized.
if you do hold that flat Earth belief, then what would be the case is through this compartmentalization, we get these little pockets, these different pockets, and all these different like high up places of these scientists, and they're doing this research on this like basically fake math, or like maybe it's real math, the maths, but it the way that it's applied isn't really there. Like it's just theoretical mind space stuff. And then these people that are in these compartmentalized pockets, they start to see outside of them. And maybe they get a little close to like some of the stuff on the outside that's pulling the strings of the fake space thing. I mean, somewhere there's got to be a big ass pool with a space shuttle in it that they film and they practice on or whatever, and have like the International Space Station in. So it's like you work in the same regions, you're just compartmentalized. So your
Right.
guys don't go over to this side. You don't have this level of clearance. But I mean, you kind of bump into each other all day long. Or, I mean, these guys usually don't ever leave when they start working at these places. You never leave. You got a pension, you got benefits, you got crazy pay. Like, it's what you've worked your whole life for. Why would you leave? But you still bump into people. And who knows? You get information, or you start bursting outside of the bubble that they put you in, you're a target immediately. And so, I mean, we do have this list of scientists that are all dealing with this type of stuff. They're dealing with space program stuff, energy department stuff,
Nuclear weapons.
nuclear weapons, even nuclear research and science.
You got Nuno
right there.
Loriero, director of MIT Plasma Science and Fusion Center.
Plasma.
Carl Gilmare, astrophysicist at Caltech. Both of these guys were shot dead in front of their homes.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, how many scientists are affiliated with like cartel or gang member activity? Right? Like,
right, that's not
like,
happening.
dude, the unusual aspects of these people's deaths and the circumstances behind the fact that this list even exists of these unusual scientists dying and disappearing.
Right.
It is proof in and of itself that something is going on. Now, how do we figure that out when we don't have the clearance?
Well, guess what?
You gotta speculate a little bit. So.
FBI is going to look into it. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you, FBI. Oh,
Trump-
my goodness. I totally believe that you're not going to spoon feed us bullshit.
Yeah, Trump said, wow, that is actually strange. Maybe that ought to be looked into, something like that. And
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, now we can trust Kash Patel to figure it out.
Yeah, same guy that was telling everybody, oh, if you thought that I had information that linked Jeffrey Epstein to trafficking children or trafficking minors or women,
yeah, you think if we didn't
a bunch
know
of different
who
people,
we could prosecute,
don't you think I would tell you?
And then here we go, we got it, we found it. You suck.
And he just lied.
How does he still have a job? How does he still have a job?
Because he's under Trump's thumb.
It's crazy.
Anybody who kisses his ass hard enough, he even says this stuff publicly too. Like with the whole Bill and Hillary deposition and their testimony.
Yeah.
He said before that happened that he actually likes Bill and that he's not happy about having to do this to him. And then when the reporter asked him why, he said because Bill was nice to him and treated him a certain way, which to me, and he says this all the time about people that are shitty human beings. He says, oh, I don't care if they're shitty. I'll go to bat for them if they're nice to me.
Yep. And that's what they all do.
What he means by being nice is people that suck his ass
they all
and
do favors for each other.
Yes, and that because if you're a fucking ruthless businessman, you know that more valuable than money is connections with power and powerful people. That is worth more than physical dollars. $1 million isn't worth having Bill Clinton or some of these other people that are highly powerful, highly shitty human beings. $1 million, $100 million isn't worth that contact and that network. It's not worth it. That's worth more. That's why he says that he'll go to bat for these people, even if they've done shitty things, because they're quote unquote nice to him and they treat him a certain way.
Yeah, they need to be drugged through the street, tarred and feathered and flogged. Shame.
Yeah.
Public shame for the rest of your life.
It's wildly
Sorry.
disgusting shit that's going on. It's all connected. That's and I think that's
it's
why
all part of the deception.
Yeah, there's a massive deception with it. Massive. But there's also like there's a mass awakening and like a mass inkling from everybody. Dude, I've never seen so many conspiracy theorists popping up out of the woodworks now. Like I've been doing this since high school.
I've never seen so much revolution. You see every like couple months I'm seeing shit. A new country is having this crazy protest where I'm like, man, I wish we would protest like that. I wish we had that going on in America. You have it happen in France all the time, Germany, Netherlands, Poland, China all the time.
Vietnam, there was like some of the war type shit like over there, and
there was that one country that flew the One Piece flag, and they were rebelling against their country. Their country ended up banning One Piece because it was getting people to rebel. There was that one country where the younger generation overthrew their government on Discord.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, and now we've got the fires. Now we got this one dude made a post that went viral of him. Well, the news made
burning
it go
down
viral
the TP
too.
factory.
Like, how could you not? Of course it's going to go viral. Yeah, just got to pay us enough to live, as he posts to his story him burning down the warehouse he works at.
It's crazy.
And bro, it wasn't just a TP factory. Like everybody's saying, yeah, it's funny, TP factory, but like they make all the like what do you call them? Bath product. Your bath products. They got a name. Like diapers,
toiletries.
Yeah, toiletries. There we go. Your diapers and pads and wipes and all that stuff. So
if this is don't think this is a very recent thing. This has been going on now since Trump's first presidency. We had a lot of things going on with Trump's first presidency. There was a shitload of train derailments. There was a shitload of fires. Remember the Ohio train derailment where they ended up lighting the chemicals on fire, and little did the public know while they were doing it, the chemical that was in there, I wish I had the name for it. Don't have the name for it.
It was vinyl chloride.
Yes. There we go.
But
so when you light
between
that on
you and
fire,
me, we know everything.
Yeah, two halves of a whole idiot, baby.
Yep.
Woo! But yeah, so they end up lighting that freaking container with all the vinyl chloride in it, and it turns it into even more toxic gas that is carried pretty much to our neck of the woods.
You know why they set it on fire? They set it on fire to keep it from blowing up.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That is, dude, and you know how many people were like, oh yeah, makes sense. Yeah,
bro.
Yeah. Freaking people, dude. I'm telling you, there are a bunch of brain dead fucking idiots out there.
It's clearly nothing new, but
it's part of a long-standing thing that's been going on now.
The fire thing now has sparked a lot of people. Sparked. We've got how many fires we got? I got a list of 46 fires here
Holy
since
shit.
that one happened, the beginning of April. 46 fires. Maybe not all connected. This is just, people on Reddit being people on Reddit, connecting everything that could possibly be connected. Some of them do
Dude,
seem
I love
connected.
schizos, bro. Schizos are badass.
Some of them do seem connected. Sorry, let me pause.
Dude,
And
it's
fucking
part of a
find one.
thread. It's part of a thread that I believe is tying into possibly war, possibly a form of Cold War or of a non-linear warfare, where it's not armies against armies, it's intelligence agencies, resources, and like insano tech and subterfuge against the other countries' forms of intelligence and subterfuge and technology and whatnot. It's like weather wars. It's like destroying very high profile, high value targets
Yeah.
through like social media even, right? Like they're radicalizing people through content, targeted content to different, like that's why I think there was a huge push to secure TikTok, because I think that there was a massive influence going on from the other side,
Yeah.
very subtly,
Yeah.
propaganda.
And look who owns
And
TikTok now.
yeah, now and is that better? I don't fucking know, dude. I can't claim to know.
And
I love
China.
America. I love America. But
I mean, I love being free, but more and more I'm liking these communist countries.
I don't like the communist countries at all.
I don't
outside
either.
of
It's just they're looking better.
they're the only reason they're looking better is because this is looking shittier, but they're
Right.
still at the same level of shit they've always been at.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's so much like corporate espionage. There's so much like saboteur shit going on. These train derailments, these warehouse fires, even these forest fires, bro. These are
Yeah.
all
There's
connected.
fires predicted for 2026.
Predicted fires?
Yeah, I'll throw up the map here. There's if you just Google it, map of 2026 fires, they're like, oh, these are the areas where you probably will have a high chance of having a fire this year.
It's almost like they have to. There's like a way that the public gets information, and then for people in the know, it's like all there for them.
And then again, guess
literally
how
all
they
there.
prevent the wildfires?
By making other fires.
By setting fires.
Yeah. It's fucking comedy, dude. It's pure comedy. Tragedy, but comedy.
Yeah.
It's that image of the
This
the
one here. So
two faces.
June. Be careful in June this year because there's probably going to be a bunch of wildfires.
Yeah, they set shit up like this, man. It's also it's part of this non-linear warfare. This like full spectrum dominance shit that goes on between these superpower countries. And mostly just from one superpower country. It's mostly the United States.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. We just don't.
China does have all the shit. They do. China has a bunch of the shit.
It's because Russia's already got enough land and other countries that they've gotten control of. Like Russia did their territorial expansion back in the day and nobody stopped them. And now Russia's full of like dozens of different cultures. And so if Russia goes outside of Russia, everybody's like, nah, fuck you, quit it. You don't, you're segregated to your little area. And like China gets shit on all the time for its control over its subsidiary countries like Taiwan, Tibet.
Yeah.
Is it Tibet? Taiwan. And, it has influence over a lot of the world, but it's not like us where we just straight up go in somewhere and start a war, and then they're like,
Yeah.
we're like, oh, there's
Who else does that?
yeah, we antagonize we antagonize radicals and terrorism and instability, and then we're like, oh, shit's going bad over here, we better step in and help, and
then we capitalize.
yeah, like we're the only ones really doing that.
We create the opportunities and then we seize them.
It's so fucked up. It's
Fucking crazy, dude. It's you know,
it's crazy nobody's stopping us. Like, why doesn't everybody? Well, we got
don't
the
think they
biggest
can.
military. Yeah, we got the biggest military. Fuck with us. Try it.
I think that
Nobody dare.
I don't know if that even matters as much as what it truly boils down to is what are you willing to do, right? And for the majority of the planet, we're like normal human beings that care about other human beings, that care about our homes, that care about our families, that care about our neighbors, that care about the world. We care about things, and we have kind of like honor, like certain things that we're not willing to do to
we just want to
achieve our
not
goals.
with all this war shit.
We have lines.
Like,
they don't.
If
they don't have lines.
If it meant, so if we weren't evil, if people just had no evil in them, we would have dug up some cobalt and lithium, and we would have made a cell phone and a computer, and we'd been like, wow, this is awesome. And we would have just done it at a reasonable pace. And then when we ran out, that would be it. And it would be exuberantly expensive because of that. But we're like, nope, we need to make a profit. So we do that with slave labor and let children mine the cobalt and lithium till they're dead. And then we throw their bodies aside and send in more children so that everybody can have an affordable smartphone. That's what humanity is. Like,
that's
no matter where you go, because
the ball is.
Yeah, that's what they've put onto us. Those are the sins that you accept because, you know, you live in the society that they've made for you.
Yeah, that they've ruthlessly taken and shaped and control.
Yeah, and we're here. We're living in it with you. But I think just know what's up. Be aware of it. Space is fake and gay. They sent a fake rocket into the space.
We have the Artemis thing. Yeah. There's a bunch of ways that you can tell that was freaking faked. But
bro, it's been insane.
I don't have videos for it.
I mean, we might throw up a couple here, but there was the ball, their gravity test display item that's like the little plushy globe that glitched out and showed like a green screen thing. That also, while they were playing with it one time, you could see the shadows of their hands, but no shadow for the ball.
Yeah. Yep.
There's times where you see all four of them in the camera, and the camera's being like perfectly aimed and pointed at things, and they're like, all right, so who's the fifth person holding the camera?
Yeah, literally. I mean, who's the camera guy?
If you're in 0G, I guess you could like spin the camera the right way so that it gets a good shot, but I argued with AI for a good long time about like why can't they just have a camera on the outside that records more often or at all, because we barely got any good exterior footage.
Yeah, literally. Where's all the footage?
There's no good answer.
Anyone doing the thing would do.
Like literally,
anybody who's truly doing it would do that.
They do use GoPros. They do use iPhones, but they're like special modified NASA astronaut GoPros and iPhones. But like, bro, it's the same tech. It's tiny. It's efficient. It runs off of minimal power, and it could be on its own closed system outside of everything else, so it would pose minimal risk. And they're just like, no, can't do it. It's not worth it. And it's like, yeah, that's because insane. You're fucking faking it.
Exactly.
It's all fake and gay.
You know, another thing too. the pictures. So like when all of the Artemis people got back
Yeah.
from the mission, they were standing and there was like a press thing happening, everybody greeting them, and you see people standing in the front row taking pictures, and you see their screens.
Yeah, yeah.
You see the screen of the picture that they're supposed to be taking of these astronauts.
Yeah, the
and
phone.
they're not the same pictures.
It's
dude.
not
They're
even
like
the same reality.
outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The screens on the people's phones don't show what they're pointing at. It doesn't even show what's going on there at all. So
Not even what's
are clearly
relevant in
fake.
the world.
Yeah. So those are clearly faked. Plus, you got
Another one
her.
is in the actual shuttle. So they take pictures, upload them to the laptop, and so they're the camera guy is videotaping this person going through all the pictures that they've taken, and a bunch of the pictures are fucking, they're not real. They're not actually real pictures. They're messed up.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he's scrolling they're like they got the DSLR type camera. They're pointing out the window and taking pictures, and you can see him uploading the pictures onto the iPad, and those pictures are irrelevant.
Yeah, it's wrong. It's not reality. It's some AI hallucination.
Well, because it's clearly an act. Two of them are actors.
Yep.
The black guy and the younger girl, they're actors. And there's really good evidence that like she in the first day was showing no signs of fatigue, but then a week later she needs to relearn how to walk at physical therapy because 10 days in space makes it so that your muscles are atrophied. No, that's not how that works.
Yeah, it's all an act, and dude.
Plus the landing.
I kind of feel weird knowing that there's people thinking this shit's real.
The math that they posed to us for the landing, they would be dead. They would have died upon impact. Plus, like
all the G's.
Yeah. Plus the landing, there was no steam from the heat of the vessel in the water when it landed.
Yeah.
The sticker, the NASA sticker, was like beautiful and perfectly intact. The video quality was terrible.
Made out of this crazy material, though, Dave, right?
Yeah.
It's the material that these NASA scientists that are going missing, that can't talk about it anymore, are making.
In 2026, when we have the best cameras ever, when the last space flight that we got return footage of was beautiful 4K, dolphins in the background, parachutes fucking waving perfectly in front of the camera. If you remember that one, you see this one, and it's like pixelated 90s phone version of a camera. And you're like, what the fuck? Why can't we get a good camera view of anything at all on this space flight?
When the rocket took off, I think that's the one that sold me instantly, was when the rocket was taking off, they jettisoned four like
pods.
Elevators on zip lines.
They were escape pods.
And it's escape pods. So they're sending this rocket up and over the water, over the ocean, and apparently it's to build the speed up properly, whatever, to get out of the atmosphere. That's the nerd talk. That it makes sense if you look into the math and you read the book on the mind games. But as soon as you realize that they are always launching over water, and then you see that they jettison escape pods down zip lines from the rocket as soon as the rocket goes to take off. Like, isn't that like an obstruction, like, hazard, right? Like, if you're taking off, what if when you take off, those don't jettison down? Like, if it's supposed to be normal, it's supposed to be a normal thing that, like, those pods go away once the rocket takes off. It's like, why wouldn't you make them go away before the rocket takes off? Because what if they malfunction, and as the rocket's taking off, it interferes with the rocket and everybody fucking dies?
Right.
Like, why would you wait until the flash and the smoke and the obstruction that it would cause to the video of these things going away, why would you wait for that moment?
Why would it even need to go
your
away if
escape
they're
pods?
not in it?
Exactly. It's because
Doesn't
they're
make
not in
sense.
it. They're
Right.
launching a rocket into the ocean and using AI and CGI and a casting team and
Studios.
actors and studios and staging equipment to give you this idea that there is a space and that we live on a tiny ball, a tiny speck on a speck's ass, hurtling through space at terrifying and horrific speeds, and there is a vast void that is just engulfing the tiny little flame of life that is just stuck to the surface of this spinning ball. And it's a magic trick. It's a magic trick to rework humanity.
My question is, why did we circle the planet almost 2 times to get like spun towards the moon to then circle around the moon just a little bit to come back? Why did we have to go around Earth a couple times? Why not just go straight out towards the moon? Also, why, or what is, I guess, the missing tech? Because we weren't able to do this after the first time we went to the moon. We lost the tech, and that's why we haven't been back, is because somehow we weren't able to replicate the technology to get to the moon. We couldn't escape the Van Allen radiation belt.
Yeah.
How did we make it through the Van Allen radiation belt? What is the new technology that we have that allowed us to do what we just did? What was lost before? And please, if you know the answer to that, leave it in the comments.
What was it? Just a lead blanket?
I don't know. Because
like that's how you shield radiation.
That was one of the big contentions for having a camera that recorded more video, was you got to protect against the radiation. And it's like, well, isn't the whole thing being protected against radiation? Either strap it on the outside where it doesn't matter, or strap it on the inside where it doesn't matter, and fucking let's go.
Yeah. Yep.
We just want more video, and they won't provide it. Doesn't matter enough. It's minimal.
Or give us straight answers.
It's minimal yield information. They have other information collecting instruments and methods that yield more data that would be valuable to them than video of blank space, which makes sense, but we want the video of the blank space.
Yep. Because otherwise, how are we supposed to know? How are you supposed to have a unified societal mind on something being real and something that's worthy of us dumping our money into and our effort and our work and our time? Like, I don't know. There's too many holes. There's a reason. It's not just because people are sick in the head, because yes, people are sick in the head. Like, there are a lot of mentally ill motherfuckers in the world. Yes. I mean, I'm close. So,
right.
But it's not just because there are mentally ill people in the world that flat Earth is a thing, and that it's not just a little thing either. It's like a huge chunk.
It's usually
of the
very
population.
sane people that switch. Like, you don't start as a flat earther.
Yeah.
You go from being a glober to seeing why you would want to be a flat earther. Yeah, holes. And then you start to see some holes in the flat earth thing, and then you become a realmer. Just a realm. It brings you to God. That's what it does. It just brings you to God. And
that is
all
why
of these things that we just mentioned have put more faith in me that God is real.
Yeah. That's the reason behind the space
narrative
construct.
Yeah.
The whole construct is designed in its like essence, in the essence of what it is. It is designed to strip you away from God, to strip God away from you, and to make your whole space isn't even out there. Space is in here. Mm-hmm. Until you've been to space, until you've been to the fucking moon, space does not exist out there to you.
Right.
It exists in here, in your fucking head. It doesn't exist in the world, it exists in your brain. And psychology, even magic, like not magic like haha flower, haha rabbit out of hat. Not that type of magic. The magic that we've talked about in some of our previous episodes, like the magic with Aleister Crowley or alchemy, these types of things. Now that type of magic, it works here. It doesn't work out there. It works in here.
Right.
And that same magic in psychology and even math, like certain math, like when you visualize it and you work it, it has influences on your brain and your perception of reality and how you build models. Our brains are computers. They build models of reality. Dude, we can have full-on conversations with people before we even talk to them. It's a mindscape. It's imagination land. It's fertile ground. And these fucking NASA deceiving occultist black magician scientists, they created this beautiful framework for deception. It's absolutely immaculate. And it's working insanely well, all things considering. But there's a reason this mission's called Artemis. There's a reason the last one was called Apollo.
They're always named after false gods.
There's a reason that the distance from us to the moon is like whatever 360 whatever 293,000 fucking miles away, and the distance from us to the sun, and then when you do the math it equals 666. Like there's 666s everywhere in astrology. There's freaking numerical sequences that are everywhere in all of this shit, and there's fucking ancient mythology gods' names attached to everything. Yep. And what else does that? Like ritual occult magic. They do the same exact shit with tying these deities, these numerical sequences, and tying them all together, fucking spewing out some ritual verse, some crazy made up fucking jargon that just gets your head in a certain place to accept information and then to build models off of it. It's magic. This is a giant magic ritual that's going on, and it's deceiving the fucking world.
And the models built manifest in reality.
Yes.
Not to say that we're making space real, though we very well could be making space real. Wow. I'm
very well could
up.
be.
My glasses are fucking up my glasses. But just that, like, those thoughts of, oh, well, I'm a speck on a speck on an ass of a speck, like Tommy said, in this vast void of space. You know, I'm this tiny person on a huge planet in a giant solar system in an even vaster universe. You know, what am I but nothing? You know, that manifests in the universe then. You become nothing. You become something that can be manipulated.
Yep.
Whereas when you're filled with the righteousness and the glory of God, and you feel and know your power and value and worth in life, and you are set on a path by God, and your mission is a glorious one, then you can't be as easily manipulated.
Yep. You stand more firm on the word. You stand more firm on faith that what was written and what it was told is the truth.
Yeah.
Because it is the truth. Like,
and I would happily concede that the Earth is a globe and we are in space. You know, I would happily concede that if there was any sort of proof. I'm not 100% committed to anything except for that Christ is king.
I'm the same way.
But like this idea does take you away from God.
Yep. That's a fact. It's just a fact. And like there are some people who are really into it, and they also have a spiritual side to them, because a lot of people that are really hardcore into the space thing, or really hardcore into like physics and astrophysics and like stuff of that nature, what do they identify with theologically? Usually atheism.
Yeah.
They don't believe in God.
Yeah.
But the people that do, what they usually say is that it helps them believe that there's a God, right? Like, why couldn't God have created all of this the way that it's functioning?
Right.
And I'll tell you exactly why it didn't happen that way. Read the Bible,
Yeah.
the actual word of God.
Yep.
The word of God. Read that, and what does it say about your realm? And what does it say about your reality and the construct of it? Because
And don't try to twist and infer and say when the sons of God came down and mated with the children of, or the daughters of man, and say, oh, maybe those were angels breeding with mankind. Or maybe, sorry, I did it again, angels and aliens. Maybe those were aliens and not angels. Yeah. Well, look at the translation. Go back and see the actual Hebrew word. It's more closely related to angel. It's in the context that it's a child of God. And you can't twist it to try to suit your narrative. Just read it as it is. And you'll see there is no space. It's all fake and gay. Maybe not the world is flat, but we live in this realm that is just ours, created for us by God. It's crazy. And it fills you with power when you know that. God created you, and you could have a mission. God could give you a mission. And like, what's better than a mission from God?
Nothing.
Everybody's just out here living their own useless life because they can't figure out what to do with themselves. God gives
there's
you...
always a missing piece.
God can give you directive. You feel weak. God can give you strength. You feel lost. God can give you guidance, hope.
Yep. Amen. It's that's exactly where I stand with this thing now. Like, after all, I mean, even just us doing this podcast, we've done some research. We've gone into some topics, and like, even before the podcast, I did do a lot of like listening to podcasts, or like even on my free time. I remember back in high school, dude, I would watch hours long videos on like quantum physics and like spirituality and like different religions and history and alternative history. I would watch endless amounts of time. But during this podcast, even, it has just kind of really expanded what I'm thinking is going on really with this, with the realm. And that's what I believe it is a realm. And this angle with NASA, and like even in the name NASA, Nasha, to deceive, it's literally built in, and it's biblical as well. Like, it's such a hell, and you almost can't see it until you've gone through some of these pathways, some of this information, some of the halls of schizophrenia. You can't really see what's going on outside of the deception until you've seen something else, and that actually adequately describes, or at least equips you well enough with pattern recognition to suss it out for yourself.
So at least be open to experiencing other things. At least be open to hearing and understanding other perspectives. Don't just dismiss the shit because it sounds crazy. Like, give people a chance to convince you.
Yeah.
And that's how I try to live.
Yeah. And yeah, that's not just to say that, like, we can be closed-minded and the world is only flat and this is the only thing. I mean, if I saw proof of something else and it made sense and it works and I see the proof of it, sure, I will happily. I'll have to, because my true mission isn't to be right.
Right.
My true mission is to know the truth and to live in that truth. That's the true mission. It's not to be fucking right. That doesn't equate in a truth seeker's journey to be right. You're going to be wrong more times than you're going to be right. So if you're hanging on the threads of being right, you're going to get knocked the fuck down.
Yep.
A few pegs at the least,
'Cause
if
guess
not
what?
just looking like a complete asshole.
Jesus is the way and the truth and the light. So if you seek
Yeah.
the truth, you'll find Jesus. There's no other way.
Yep. I saw right before we got on tonight to do this one, the proof of God in like the Bible. And it shows like it lays the Bible out in a line, all the verses and chapters from beginning to end.
Oh, and then all the
And
connections.
then it shows all the connections.
I'll put that image up here.
And it is insane. And when you really, if we were to do this, not just with the Bible,
So just
and maybe someday we can do this with every book.
What?
We take AI or something and we run it through that algorithm, and we just get to see what every book in human history that we have, and we get to see the patterns and the connections, the sources, everything about it, and we compare all of them. The Bible, without a shadow of doubt in my soul, will be the number one, and I don't think it'll ever not be. I think it's the one.
always.
And there's a reason for that. There's a reason. And it's not just because, some really smart motherfuckers back in the day were trying to control the world.
No, because it was
And
written
trying
by
to control.
God.
Yes. God's the one trying to control things. God's the one trying to give you the information. He's
Not trying, he does.
That's the one. Yeah, exactly.
You just gotta let him. Let God do what he wants, and you'll get his messages. You'll get the directive. You'll get some understanding. You'll get some of his fucking power, and you'll have a fucking a father, a true father that cares about you and looks after you and helps you grow and become, like I've said before, like we're all just stuck in this second phase of evolution where we think we're grown. Like God will really help you grow and become a fully evolved person.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, guys. I hope you've loved it. If you did, like, follow, subscribe, all the places. Please share us around. We need the support. I'm wondering if you like these shorter episodes, if you guys liked the longer rants when we got up to like 2 hours plus, or if you like that we've been keeping it short and sweet so you can actually get through them. I considered maybe doing some like 45ers so that maybe we could put
and like
out
trying to hammer out a couple of them.
Yeah. But I don't know. You guys let me know what you like about, or if you like the shorter or longer episodes. We need some sort of comments down below. We'll see you guys on the next one. Much love.
Christ is king.
Amen.